We interrupt this program to bring you an important Wayfair message. Wayfair's got style tips for every home. This is Styles McKenzie helping you make those rooms sing. Today's style tip. When it comes to making a statement, treat bold patterns like neutrals. Go wild, like an untamed animal print area rug under a rustic farmhouse table from Wayfair.com. Arr, fierce. This has been your Wayfair style tip to keep those interiors superior.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
We interrupt this program to bring you an important Wayfair message. Wayfair's got style tips for every home. This is Nicole Byer, helping you make those rooms flyer. Today's style tip, when it comes to making a statement, treat bold patterns like neutrals. Go wild! Like an untamed animal print area rug under a rustic farmhouse table from Wayfair.com. Ooh, fierce! This has been your Wayfair style tip to keep those interiors superior.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
It is time to leave your worries outside and laugh with us inside the Treehouse. I'm Dan O'Malley, along with Trey Trenholm and Raj Sharma. Today is Thursday, May 15th, 2025. Trey, are you okay?
Not really.
I appreciate the honesty, because I'm now going to be honest with you. Your eyes look about as bloodshot as Troy Aikman's on Good Morning America when he said the Cowboys would win the Super Bowl this year. I have an idea of what he was doing before his television appearance. What have you been doing? Why are your eyes so bloodshot?
Because hang on one moment. Because I've been finger-ing my eyes, trying to put contacts in.
I'm glad you added that last part, because I was just going to stop the show at eyes. I think we could have justified a minute and a half show. I really do. I think when you start the show with saying, "Oh, I've been finger-ing my eyes," what else can you say in a day? That should be the end of the show. Is this your first foray into contacts?
Yes, it is.
Oh, wow. Okay.
You are a brave man. And by brave, I mean stupid. Because this guy right here, me, I will never wear contacts. Ever, never, ever, ever, never, never. Because I cannot put my finger in my eye. I can't watch other people.
Like
Stop
that?
it, Raj. Put your finger down.
Like that?
I'm going to turn
Doing
you
that?
off.
Doing that?
I will turn this treehouse around.
Yeah, I don't even need a mirror to put contacts in. I can just do it from where I'm sitting. Yeah.
I can't. I've never even tried. I know that there's no way I would be able to do it. So why are you making the change from eyeglasses to contacts now? What's her name?
Oh, there's no her.
What's his name?
Thank you, Raj.
Trey.
Obviously, he's special because he's got Trey to change two things midlife.
Yeah. I started having to wear prescription glasses about a year ago, and it just there's sometimes, like for instance, going to the gym where it would be nice because you can't really work out in glasses. So, and then when I'm trying to look or read anything, I'm squinting real bad. So, just thought it'd be nice not to have to mess with glasses and put contacts in. And I might have been wrong. Glasses may have been a much more easier, efficient means to see, because
Trey, they make prescription goggles. You can wear those to the gym. It's not the coolest look, but if it's good for some NBA legends, it's just fine for you at the club.
So
yeah, prescription goggles. Prescription goggles are cool if you're like doing a tomahawk dunk, not when you're on the Stepmaster.
I don't think any white guy that had the prescription goggles in the NBA ever did a tomahawk dunk.
Solid layups.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it also makes you look younger, Trey, without the glasses.
Oh.
Yeah, I can't tell if you're glowing or if you're just really moisturized because your eyes have been watering the entire time trying to put in the contacts.
Well, this one is just because they're different prescriptions. Like one eye is for basically more nearsighted, and one's for farsighted. And but of course, so I got the right one in fairly easy. And then as I'm putting the left one in, I did something and the right one fell out.
Okay, I have to ask because I've never seen contacts up close, and I didn't know that they could split the prescription specific to each eye.
Well, it's basically it's like bifocals, and your mind will adjust, but one eye is geared for clearing up, things away and up close. Others.
Okay.
Yeah.
So with the contact lenses, I've never seen them up close. Since they can be specific to each eye, does one lens have an R for right and the other an L for left that you have a difficult time seeing because you don't have them in?
No, the case does. This presented a whole other little I don't know. I don't even know what to say, but as I looked down and I had dropped the left eye, and then I noticed that the other contact is laying there. So then I had this conundrum of which contact goes in which eye. And then it was just a guessing game of, well, that one probably fell down more over here. So it's going to be this one. I think I was right. I'm not sure though.
You're having to break out like crime scene ballistic string to see how the contact lens may have bounced in relation to your physical body.
Yeah. And mind you, so this is something I learned on my first attempt at the eye doctor yesterday. Contacts tear very easy.
Oh.
So, you can't, you can use your index finger basically. And you're like, it's kind of like working with Jell-O.
Oh, fun. Because who doesn't want to start the day by putting Jell-O in their eyeball? Raj, how long have you worn contacts?
31 years.
Do you have any pro tips for Trey since this is brand new to him?
Yeah, I'm glad you have hardwood so you can see them when they fall. Because because they're clear, they have like a little blue tint to them. But your doctor should have put R and L on the actual contacts because you're brand new to them, so you know which one goes where. But yeah, no, I mean, you just got to get used to
Trey's
them.
ophthalmologist is also just really into eye.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you keep sticking your finger in your eye, you're going to go back to him. like that's he's getting repeat business. And it's like, now I have pink eye and I can't get contacts in.
Watch out, Trey, because you have a cat and you need to watch out just in case Julius the cat decides to rub his beehole all over your contact lenses.
And then cat hair, like any kind of debris on the outside or inside of a contact lens will ruin your day. So you have to make sure, like I always dunk mine in the solution as well before I put it in my eye. But it's just a time game. Like I said, I can do it without looking in a mirror. I just can take it out of the case and put it right in my eye.
My eyes, can you see that? My eyes are watering just having this conversation. That's how much I can't. Get your fingers out of your eye, Raj. Stop it. You look like a sort of, I don't want to say it.
Well, you'd really hate watching me trying to take these things out.
Yeah, that's just you got to go in and then just slide it out.
Here's the thing, Raj. Here's the thing. I am genuinely concerned for Trey in dealing with contact lenses because it's bad enough that Trey has poor vision to need contact lenses, but Trey also has what I refer to as shaky hand syndrome.
Not really, not anymore.
Oh, that's right. I guess because your hands stabled out after you quit drinking.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, at least you got that going for you.
Yeah. Yay me.
Yeah, but then you can also get you can also get an overabundance of adrenaline, and then you're really finger banging your eye.
Anger, not adrenaline. Anger.
You're listening to the Treehouse. Visit us online at treehouseonair.com.
833-COOK-DFW. That's the phone number you will want to call Daniel Cook and get your free roof inspection from Cook DFW Roofing and Restoration. I'm going to go out on a limb here, Daniel, and assume you've never stood outside during a hailstorm.
Dan, I'd be lying if I said no.
All right, this commercial took a turn. You're weird. Most sensible people don't go outside during a hailstorm because it's dangerous. Your roof doesn't get that option. It's out there all the time, taking the beating. That's why it's so important to make sure an expert takes a look at it to see what kind of damage might have been done, right?
Absolutely. I mean, you'd be shocked. I mean, now we get a lot of small hailstorms through here. And the one I actually, well, there's a couple now. There's a couple of hailstorms I go out into, and they hurt. And in a couple of, but I have a hard hat in my truck. And so usually I've worn a hard hat and we've gone out to it. And it's kind of fun to see the big wind and blow you around and the hail hitting you. I mean, it hurts. It pelts you. It just depends on the wind velocity. But yeah, so yeah, you would definitely want us to come out and check. Not all hail damages your home. That's something that a lot of people have a wrong misconception on. Just because you have a hail event at your house doesn't mean you have damage, and sometimes people think they had a small hail and actually the hail came down to 80-mile-an-hour winds, but it still hurt the property. So there's a combination of different things, different factors. Just call us out. Don't try to figure it out yourself. We come out again. We're going to show you what's wrong. If there's something wrong, I don't recommend playing in hail for everybody, only the experienced folks like us.
833-COOK-DFW. You can watch them from the safety and security from inside your home. 833-COOK-DFW or that website, cookdfw.com.
We interrupt this program to bring you an important Wayfair message. Wayfair's got style tips for every home. This is Styles McKenzie helping you make those rooms sing. Today's style tip. When it comes to making a statement, treat bold patterns like neutrals. Go wild, like an untamed animal print area rug under a rustic farmhouse table from Wayfair.com. Arr, fierce. This has been your Wayfair style tip to keep those interiors superior.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
You're in the Treehouse. Visit us online at treehouseonair.com.
This segment of the Treehouse is brought to you by Cook DFW Roofing and Restoration to make sure your roof is in good shape, ready for the next storm. Call 833-COOK-DFW. That roof inspection is free. Call 833-COOK-DFW. Do that today. So again, your roof is ready and safe for the next storm. Or you can go to the website, cookdfw.com for Cook DFW Roofing and Restoration. This is the Treehouse Show. I'm Dan O'Malley along with Trey Trenholm and Raj Sharma. My eyes are just now starting to dry up a little bit after discussing Trey's first day wearing contact lenses and what adventures those are going to hold for all of us. Speaking of adventures, we're only a week into the new Pope. And since the Pope is American, that means we're only 1 week into having ruined the Pope as Americans. It feels like we did it within just a couple of days. And I have to say, go us. I'm really impressed at an American level for having ruined such a sacred institution in a matter of days. Good for us. Good job, everyone. Yay. Mm-hmm. Trey, you're looking at me inquisitively. I'm not sure if that's because you're questioning my thoughts or if because you're looking for a contact lens. But some of the first stuff we started analyzing with the new Pope, once we learned that he was American, we started analyzing everything American about him. We learned he's from Chicago. So then immediately people wanted to know, was he a Cubs fan or a White Sox fan? Raj?
Sox
fan. Then people wanted to know, okay, he's from Chicago. So obviously a deep dish guy. That might still be some controversy if he was to come out and be pro thin slice or pro New York or anti deep dish entirely, because obviously he lives in Italy now. And that might throw into question the deep dish nature of the Pope. But then also, Trey, you sent me this. We also managed in under a week to get a trading card for the new Pope. I don't even know if we ever had one for any of the previous popes, but because this one's American, we got one. And it's doing really well. According to Topps, the New York City-based leading baseball trading card company, they released a non-sports card dedicated to the first U.S.-born pope, and it's already breaking records. As reported by the New York Times, it sold over 130,000 copies, making it the best-selling non-sports Topps Now card. But even in the realm of sports, it's dethroned legendary basketball player LeBron James' 40,000 career points commemoration card, as well as Lionel Messi, Steph Curry's 2024 card, and John Cena's solo WWE card. So good on you, Leo.
Interesting.
I mean,
I might have to get my hands on one of these.
Do you guys feel like the Catholic Church might be regretting their choice for the first ever American Pope? Because it wouldn't surprise me.
Oh, I bet JP2 had his own card.
You think so?
Yeah. I mean, he was there for almost 30 years. He had to have a card. I mean,
yeah, I think you get like a commemorative card after so many souls saved, sort of like how many points you've scored in a career if you're a basketball player.
I just like to think of him, like in a batting stance with the big Pope hat and a cross instead of a bat.
I'm just curious about the value. Does the Pope rookie card hold up in value the same way the Barry Bonds rookie card may have? Or, like Barry Bonds, can it depreciate if bad things happen later in life?
I know. Did his head grow during the papacy?
Did he need new Pope hats for Pope enhancing drugs? I don't know. So the other thing that comes up, I would assume, with every Pope on record is their past relationships. And because this Pope is American, I've already learned of one, especially because we live in the age of social media. Are you guys familiar with the "I'm so hungry I could eat" blank trend?
No.
I really wasn't either. I had to look this up. So a family was playing "I'm so hungry I could eat," and what you're supposed to do, this new TikTok trend, is you go through somebody's phone and you select a random contact name. Okay, so you would then like if Trey and I were hanging out, the idea is out of nowhere I tell Trey, "I'm so hungry I could eat Raj Sharma." That's supposed to be the gag. And I'm supposed to record Trey's reaction to it just because it's so weird and random. It's not particularly great, but it's a trend. So someone was doing that recently with their mom, who's from Chicago. They went through her phone and found the name Bob Prevost in it. So the kids decided, well, we'll play this game. And then it got weird because that's when they realized their mom had the Pope's name in her contacts from years and years ago. I don't know how, but that's what it was. So in Gen Z fashion, they recorded it. So this was the family's reaction when they realized that it looks like mom knew the Pope back in the day. Okay.
It's Bob Prevost. It's literally Bob Prevost. Yes. It's literally Bob. Mom's situationship is the Pope of the Catholic Church. Oh my God! My mom hooked up with the Pope.
Did you guys catch that? They realized somehow by playing this game that their mom had hooked up with the Pope back when they were 19. So mom had a situationship with Bob, and Bob became the Pope. Less than a week, we've ruined the papacy.
Hey, Dan.
Yes, sir.
Say the sentence, "I'm so hungry I could eat."
I'm so hungry I could eat Raj Sharma?
No, that's there. There you go.
I'm so hungry I could eat Russ Martin?
Bon appetit.
You're gonna have to get some liquid to rehydrate him. It's gonna be a little grainy from the cremation. So yeah, that's the idea. You're supposed to record someone's reaction when you say, "I'm so hungry, I could eat," and then you list someone out of their contacts. And this family found out that mom did the Pope.
Interesting.
I'm sure he's not the first Pope to have had a body count, but it's the first one that I've heard about on social media.
But that also could go the other way. Like she was so bad, he became celibate. Like,
like, you know what? I'm good.
He's like, you know what? I think I'm going to go for Pope.
You're in the Treehouse. Visit us online at treehouseonair.com. You're in the Treehouse. Visit us online at treehouseonair.com.
If you are listening to the show on 103.5 The X in Brownwood, that means you might miss some of the show here on the radio, but don't fret. I have a solution for you. Catch up with any part of the show that you may have missed with the Treehouse Show podcast. You can do that on all the major streaming and podcasting platforms, such as Spotify, the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, and more. So again, if you miss any part of the Treehouse Show, catch up with the Treehouse Show podcast everywhere you get your podcasts. This is the Treehouse Show. I'm Dan. He's Trey. That there is Raj. We were just enjoying knowing and hearing about the Pope had an ex-girlfriend, and I'm sure it's not the first Pope to have had an ex or a few exes, but we learned of the one just now. And it is fascinating because if you're the person left in the wake of the guy, how do you feel about that? Because Raj, you brought up a good point. Like, before you become a priest, a lot of them have life experiences before becoming priests, let alone having career goals as a priest. So it stands to reason that if you hook up with someone and then they run off and become a priest, it's hard not to take that personally.
Yeah. I mean, it's it's like if you hook up with a chick and she becomes a nun, you're like, I think that was on me.
Yeah.
I drove her to the Lord.
Yeah, that is something as a guy I cannot see us bragging about. Although I could see a female being like, "Hey, I bagged the Pope back in the day." That's something to be proud of. As a guy, you're not going to go around to your buddies and go, "Yeah, after me, she became a nun."
Yeah, but it's kind of the same thing. Like he became the greatest nun. Like he became the most power. Like she's like, I hooked up with the Pope. What happened afterwards? He became a monk. He became a priest.
The sex was so bad he decided to join the clergy.
Yeah, like he comes home like after hooking up with this lady, and his roommate sitting there's like, how was it? It's like, oh, I think I'm gonna be a priest.
I'm good. I don't want any more for the rest of my life.
Or I will have none of that.
He was Leo the Long. And he had, his body count was so high, and he had to go into the priesthood just to keep the women at bay. He was like, "No, I'm sorry, guys, can't do." He had too many stalkers. It's like,
sorry, ladies, I'm committed to God now. As they're holding up signs, "Leo the Long, please don't go."
Mm-hmm.
You just spawned a new porn character. I promise you. There's going to be some parody of the papacy where it's Leo the Long, the 14.
Now we know what the 14
stands for.
See, I go back to what I said originally. 1 week in, and the first American Pope, we have ruined it.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of body counts, there is actually new research based on body counts, not for people that join the clergy, but just in general. So think about your body count, which is the new slang for how many sexual partners you have had. And listen to this. A new study claims to have found the sweet spot for the ideal number of sexual partners, and it's going to shock some.
Mm-hmm.
For men, the magic number, the ideal number for sexual partners is What do you think, Raj? What do you think the ideal number of sexual partners for a man is?
Does it give an age range or just in general?
In general.
15 to 20.
Trey, what about you? What do you think the ideal number of sexual partners is for a man?
10.
4 to 5.
Oh, wow.
Sorry, it's the wrong button, but there it is. That's it.
Okay.
More
So
accurate.
4 to 5. So he's a late bloomer and didn't go to Texas State. Got it.
Yeah, according to a new study, for men, the magic number for ideal sexual partners was about 4 to 5 lifetime, with 2 or 3 of those being casual, and the age of the first sexual encounter being between 18 and 20. Not really sure why that plays in, but it's there. Now, for women, the ideal was lower. So the double standard still applies, even though it's a 21st century. For women, the ideal number of sexual partners over a lifetime is 2 to 3, with 1 or 2 casual ones thrown in. Are you ready for the rub?
Yeah, I've been for a while.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, exactly. This study was focused on the perceptions of 25-year-olds.
Oh, okay. So up to the age of 25.
So they
So all they did in this study, they only asked 25-year-olds. Why? I don't know, unless they feel like we haven't made fun of Gen Z enough lately. They wanted us to dogpile.
Well, maybe like monogamy is vintage to them. Like that's like a vintage ideal.
I don't know.
They love all things vintage. That's the thing.
That is true, but I don't think monogamy is necessarily vintage.
They ask, hey, what's the skibbity body count?
Yeah, I would still assume that the amount of Riz you have is based on how many people you've been with. I would think that. Of course, then again, I don't know if we're actually even using those two words properly. But since this study was focused on the perceptions of 25-year-olds, I feel like they should ask these people again every 10 years and then see how their answers change.
Mm-hmm.
Or not, or just don't ask him anything ever again.
You know what? I'm with Trey on that one.
You're in the Treehouse. Visit us online at treehouseonair.com.
Their credibility is so shot, they get put on the do not ask list.
You're listening to the Treehouse. Visit us online at treehouseonair.com.
Did you know you can get even more Treehouse? It's true. Subscribe to Treehouse Plus today. With Treehouse Plus, you get bonus content, subscriber-only episodes, including video, and it's all available at patreon.com/treehouseonair. That's Patreon, patreon.com/treehouseonair, and subscribe to Treehouse Plus today. This is the Treehouse Show. I'm Dan. He's Trey. That right there is Raj. Trey, thank you. Thank you not only for switching to contacts today and giving us content, but also thank you for emailing me my second favorite obituary of the week. It is time we say goodbye and rest in peace to Gary H. Wolfelt. Oh, I know, it's very sad. Gary Wolfett, his obituary. Hello, I'm Gary. It's a hell of a start. Oh. The obituary of Gary Wolfelt. Hello, I am Gary. I'm completely dead now. I'm surprised that it took this long to happen. I had several close calls throughout my lifetime. I guess that I was just lucky that something didn't get me long before now. I had a long series of events and mishaps that, looking back, should have killed me long ago. Sometime during my grade school years, while I was the second baseman on the most losing team in Little League baseball history, 0 for 20, I lost sight of a fly ball in the sun and got beamed right on the forehead. I guess that explains a lot later in life, now that I think about it. In my 20s, my sister's horse kicked me real hard right in the gut. Any higher and my heart probably would have stopped. Any lower, and I probably would have been singing soprano for the rest of my life. In my 30s, I got hit by a car when I was crossing the street. It was my fault as I was crossing against the light. It really knocked me the hell bent for election. Don't know what that means. But I got up and brushed it off and went home with a torn up coat and kind of sore. Lucky me. In my 40s, I was in the process of tearing down an old dilapidated building and was inside tying off a cable when the building came crashing down around me and a large brick chimney just missed falling on me by about 10 feet. I feel the need to pause Gary's obituary here to point out this is as far as I have read. Everything from this point forward is new information to me. So we're all going to experience this together. All right, here we go. By now, I'm beginning to think that there must not be any more room in heaven or hell for me, and so I was just stuck in purgatory for a while longer. In my 50s, I got knocked down 19 stairs at my office by a couple of 100-pound concrete-lined safe, which landed on top of me and pinned me to the floor. That one was the worst, Gary says. I didn't get any body parts broken and no internal injuries, but I couldn't even pick up my own feet to get into bed for about a week. Thank goodness for pain-killing drugs. And then in my 60s, I fell backwards off of a scaffold from 10 feet up and cracked my head on the concrete floor. But that one turned out to be a fortunate fall because it forced me to go to the doctor who I hadn't seen in 3 years. And while I was there, he determined I had prostate cancer early enough to be treated. I just dodged another bullet. But then in my early 70s, that treatment failed and I have to have my prostate surgically removed. The surgery went well, but then I developed an internal leak that nearly killed me.
Jeez.
One more close call late in life. I cannot tell you here what sort of event actually killed me as I wrote this obituary before I was completely dead. Someone else will have to fill in the details later on, I guess. I really hate paying the Journal and Courier a lot of money just to let people who might be looking for me know they can give up now. The chances are pretty good that you were not in my will anyway. So I'll try to keep the rest of this obituary as short as possible. First off, I'd like to apologize to anyone who I might have offended or mistreated, especially Anoma Hargis in the 6th grade. The truth is that I was far from a perfect human, although I did try to learn from my mistakes and shortcomings as I grew older. I barely made it out of high school, and I couldn't pass the math classes at Purdue University, maybe due to the baseball accident. So I've been wandering around for a long time without much of a formal education, although I did read quite a few books and news articles through the years. So I didn't die completely stupid, although some may not agree. Trey, should I keep going?
I mean, I think that's about the wife. The wife adds a little bit at the end, but it's really just a succinct recap.
Gotcha.
But there's something to this.
Such as?
I think I'm going to do this. I think I'm going to go this route.
You're going to write your own obituary?
Uh-huh.
Oh, thank God. That takes a lot of pressure off of me. Do you know how you're going to start? Is it going to be an epic beginning the way that Gary did his? Hello, I am Gary. Are you going to go with hello, I am Trey?
Yeah, I'm going to go, hello, this is Trey. I'm dead. Here are lessons not to do in your life. Then I'll start from there.
Shouldn't it be, and this could just be the grammar, shouldn't it be hello, I was Gary? Because he's dead.
Well, he wasn't when he wrote it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Gary
I
lives
was
on.
Trey. Gary lives on.
Yeah, Gary will live forever in our hearts and in this obituary. I just like that Trey's obituary. I like the fact that not only are you going to write your own obituary, Trey, but that you're going to go out telling everyone what they should do with their lives.
No, I'm just going to use my life as an example of what not to do.
I actually thought you were going to start yours with hello.
No, it's I'm still workshopping it, so you never know.
Still room.
You're listening to the Treehouse. Visit us online at treehouseonair.com.
You're in the Treehouse. Visit us online at treehouseonair.com.
This segment of the Treehouse is brought to you by Paws in the City. Paws in the City is North Texas's largest all-volunteer, no-kill animal rescue group, and we're happy to welcome Kaylin from Paws in the City into the Treehouse now. And if for more information on Paws in the City, whether it's to adopt a dog or information on how to donate or foster, you can do that right now by going to their website, pawsinthecity.org. That's pawsinthecity.org. Let's welcome Kaylin from Paws in the City into the Treehouse. Yay.
Hey guys.
Hey, Kaylin, how have you been?
I'm doing well. How about you?
We're doing great. So I believe you guys have a fun event coming up that benefits Paws in the City.
We do. So it's this Sunday. It's Paws, Cuts, and Carrabba's. So it's going to be in the East Plano location. That's 3400 North Central Expressway. We're going to be there from 1 to 5. And what we're doing is there's some dine-in specials. We've got a silent auction. We've got a meet and greet with some of our foster pups. And then we're also doing free haircuts for kiddos. And then if you would like, we can do some washout color. So we are looking forward to that.
On the kids.
On the kids.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the other thing is, you know, I know y'all are always looking for good causes to support. I don't want to forget to mention Indian Giving, benefiting Raj Sharma. Don't forget our efforts, and maybe the folks at Carrabba's can give you a haircut too.
Why do I need a haircut?
I just like the idea of shoving Raj in a crate for the afternoon and just see if he gets any takers.
The worst meet and greet ever.
Raj on a leash at an Italian restaurant in Plano. That doesn't sound like a bad Saturday afternoon, Raj. I've seen you in way worse situations.
Don't forget
that's a solid Saturday night in downtown.
Mm-hmm. Well, this is just a Saturday afternoon in Plano. All right, so you said this is at the Carrabba's on Sunday. Sorry, this is at the Carrabba's Sunday, 1 to 5. You have an event benefiting Paws in the City. What was it called again?
Paws, Cuts, and Carrabba's.
Paws, Cuts, and Carrabba's. So you can get haircuts for the kids. So don't bring your dog for a haircut and a blowout.
I mean, you can try.
Okay, there you heard it official.
It's not a groomer, but
well, when she said the color, I thought, wait, someone's going to get their dog colored, and it's going to be weird. All right, so that is a very great. That's a great event, and Carrabba is donating some of their proceeds to Paws in the City as well. So a great event that'll happen on Sunday at the Carrabba's in East Plano. Very cool. More information, you can go to pawsinthecity.org. What else you got, Kaylin?
Well, you and I were going to talk about your adoption story and see if we can.
It was a Walmart parking lot in Oklahoma.
Yep.
They just they handed me over to my people.
Handed you,
but they got you wrong.
You got returned though.
Story.
Yeah.
No, I got switched. I got switched to the original. I didn't get returned.
Did they have to bring the receipt?
I don't know if there was a paper back then.
Was there a checker with a highlighter? Like, that's not Dan.
Are you talking about dog adoption stuff, Kaylin?
Yes.
Okay. See, when you say adoption with my adoption story, I think you mean like my actual personal adoption story, not adopting animals. So yeah, no, that's those are totally different. My wife and I actually did do quite a bit of fostering for Paws in the City, and Trey's holding his foster. Did Trey, with Daisy, your Chihuahua, did you rescue her?
No, she was a friend of mine had the litter of puppies, and honestly, she was worried that her kids were going to step on Daisy because she was so small. So I kind of adopted her from that person.
Well, she saved you, that's for sure. But yes, Kaylin, my wife and I did do a lot with Paws in the City for a number of years. We fostered, I believe, almost 30 dogs that went through our home, and we were able to adopt out. And Bella, our current black and white Chihuahua, is also a rescue. We actually fostered her. We were supposed to be fostering her for another foster who went out of town, and then we just never gave her back.
So you stole the dog.
Yes, we stole the dog. Hopefully you can cancel that APB from Paws in the City that we found it was ours still. Yeah, so if anyone is ever curious about fostering dogs, it's a great thing to do to give back. A lot of everything you would need is handled by Paws in the City. So medical, all that kind of stuff, you take them to their appointments and everything. Paws in the City handles the expenses and everything for you. Really is a fantastic thing. Especially if you're thinking you might want a dog but you're not sure, fostering is an interesting way to go. You can get more information on it and apply at the website pawsinthecity.org.
Yeah, absolutely. I know we've kind of been in a similar spot, and we do have a lot of people that are like, well, I'm not sure that I can manage a dog at the moment. It's like, hey, foster for a little while. Sometimes we need short-term fosters because we have a dog being transported.
Mhm.
It may be a few days, it could be 2 weeks. So you never know. We also have people who our guest dog program. Sometimes, when we have a dog who say, their owner passed away or something, and the family is looking for a way to rehome the dog because they live out of state or they live in an apartment. It's a breed that isn't allowed, or whatever the case may be. It's very helpful to have people who can take in the dog for short periods of time sometimes. And
Yeah, so lots of options. If you're foster curious, you can get more information when you contact Paws in the City. Again, the website is pawsinthecity.org. Trey, what's the smirk?
No, nothing.
Oh, is it that bad? My goodness.
Yeah.
All right. For more information on adopting or fostering a dog, go to the website pawsinthecity.org, and more information on the event this Sunday in Plano, at the Carrabba's off of 75, 1 to 5 this Sunday. What's it called again?
Paws, Cuts, and Carrabba's.
Paws, Cuts, and Carrabba's.
And Raj Sharma in a crate.
This has fun written all over it. Pawsinthecity.org.
You're in the Treehouse. Visit us online at treehouseonair.com.
You're listening to The Treehouse. Visit us online at treehouseonair.com.
This segment of the Treehouse Show is brought to you by the Treehouse Show social media account. Yay for us. If you like the show, you'll love us on social media. Am I biased? Yes. But is it still a factual statement? I think so. So give us a follow on social media. Our handle at Treehouse On Air, at Treehouse On Air across all the social media platforms. So give us a follow today. This is the Treehouse Show. I'm Dan O'Malley, along with Trey Trenholm and Raj Sharma. And hanging out just a little bit longer inside the Treehouse is Kaylin from Paws in the City. The event this weekend at Carrabba's on Sunday in Plano. The Carrabba's on 75 in Plano from 1 to 5. It's Paws, Cuts, and Carrabba's. Come see some wonderful food, animals, and maybe Raj in a crate. Very exciting Sunday in Plano, benefiting Paws in the City. Speaking of things that are very exciting, in addition to Trey trying contact lenses for the very first time today, I mentioned earlier today that your eyes were bloodshot like Troy Aikman's on Good Morning America.
Mm-hmm.
Did you guys see what Troy Aikman said on Good Morning America recently?
I did not.
I'm going to share it with you here. I'm not sure if you're prepared for it, but okay. So Good Morning America, parent company is ABC Disney. They have Troy Aikman and the Monday Night Football crew. What's his name? The partner. I'm brain farting it now.
Joe Buck.
Joe Buck.
Joe Buck. Yeah. So Joe Buck and Troy Aikman from Monday Night Football are on Good Morning America, and they're talking about the upcoming NFL season, going over the released NFL schedules. And they decided to, at the last 10 seconds, Robin Roberts asks a huge question to Troy and Buck. So I'll let Robin take it from here. Here we go.
And blessed. We got 10 seconds left in the Super Bowl. This year.
I'm going to say Buffalo finally wins it.
Oh,
Cowboys. Come on. Yeah. Come on, Stray. You know better than that. Come on, Troy.
So on a scale of 1 to Trey, how drunk does Troy Aikman look on that clip because of those bloodshot eyes?
I would definitely give him a Kiefer Sutherland.
Is that above a Trey level?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's stratosphere.
I will say, because I've as many times as I hung out with Trey when he was in his drinking days, not once did Trey ever do karate outside the bar.
Yeah, or tackle a Christmas tree.
So so now we know the Trey level of drunk is at least 1 or 2 notches below Kiefer Sutherland. Mm-hmm. Do you take what Troy Aikman said on Good Morning America seriously? Do you think that he really thinks the Cowboys are going to win the Super Bowl, or is he just having fun?
I think he's taking a dig at Strahan more than anything else.
Kaylin,
are you a Cowboys fan or a football fan in general?
Oh, I was really hoping you wouldn't ask me that.
Too late.
So, I have been most of my life, and I wouldn't call myself a fair weather fan. I would call myself a realist.
That's actually
you
fair.
You can say they suck.
Yeah, I mean, that's not a secret. I just know that I'm gonna get some text messages after this. Yeah, I quit following the Cowboys a long time ago because I was really tired of it ruining my Sunday. When I quit bartending, and there's nothing like the Cowboys losing like terribly Sunday after Sunday to affect your income and people just being jerks when they're tabbing out at the bar.
Or they they quit showing up.
Yeah, so I quit watching.
That makes sense.
I quit watching and then I quit work.
Well, I mean,
she says it's for a baby.
So basically, you took some positive steps for yourself and quit hating yourself. So you quit on the Cowboys and service industry. Good on you.
Yeah, I mean, at some point it's just masochistic.
Yeah.
You're right. I think you did the best thing you could for yourself. You stopped being a Cowboys fan for your own mental and emotional well-being.
Well, see, now the problem is we were still watching them because my other side of the family is from Ohio. So they're all Ohio State fans. And then when we got Zeke, I was forced to watch Cowboys again.
That was fine for a few years.
Yeah, for a few years.
and then the tips went back in the toilet, right?
Oh yeah.
So since the NFL has done this slow rollout of the NFL schedules, now they don't just release the whole thing anymore. Quick thoughts on the 2025 season, Trey?
Cowboys probably be 4-13.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Go Red and go Commanders.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, if you're having as much to drink as Troy did, I don't think the win-loss matters. I just think it's how much Johnny Walker you can get down your gullet.
And that's how we ended up with Brian Schottenheimer as the new head coach. I think Jerry took down 2 or 3 bottles of Johnny Walker Blue and then just put a bunch of names on a board and then closed his eyes and threw a dart at it, and it landed on him. Or maybe what he actually did is he lined all the candidates up on a wall themselves physically and then closed his eyes and threw a dart, and it just stuck into Brian Schottenheimer. They let you get away with anything when you're a billionaire.
How do you pick your head coach? Lawn darts.
mean, better than the slumber party method he tried last time.
That's right. Lawn darts is an upgrade. For all things Treehouse, go to treehouseonair.com. Find and follow us on social media. For the show, it's at Treehouse On Air. For Trey, it's at Trey Trenholm 1. For me, it's at the Dan O'Malley. For Raj, it's at Comedian Raj. And once again, thank you to Kaylin from Paws in the City. Find them online at pawsinthecity.org. We'll see you tomorrow, right back here inside the Treehouse.